What's up, guys? Welcome back, Amazing RC. It's your boy Brian, and today is a big day for me. This is like my birthday, Christmas, Easter, Hanukkah, Earth Day, all of them put together. I mean, this is the day I've been waiting for a very long time. Today, Brian and Amazing RC get to jump feet first into the world of FPV. That's first person view. It's basically throwing a tiny little camera on whatever RC vehicle you are driving and or flying at the time, and then putting on some type of headset and control the vehicle with your transmitter and see right out of the windshield. And I've always wanted to do it ever since I picked up a Tyco RC back when I was a young kid. I just knew that the technology someday would allow me to shrink down to a little tiny guy and get inside this RC car and drive around. Well, I never got to shrink down, but they did shrink down the technology small enough to where I can now achieve my long-awaited goal. And today, I'm going to bring you with me on my very second run. Now, I say second run because my first run was when I got everything out of the box and I threw everything together and I put it in the Komodo real quick because I figured rock crawler being slow, it would be easy to learn how everything worked. And I did. This was one of the easiest things I've ever set up in my entire life for RC and anything else. I actually had to force myself to take my time to setting all of this up because this is truly plug and play. I threw the camera and transmitter inside my receiver in my car and I put the goggles on, I turned them on, and everything started to work instantly, and I was absolutely blown away. I was ready to be fixing and poking and prodding and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and I really didn't have to do that. So what I was looking for was something that I could basically purchase and throw into whatever vehicle I wanted to, plug a few things in, and hopefully minimal setup was required. This is a Fat Shark Scout. Now, I believe they call these panel goggles. These are not your normal everyday Fat Sharks where you have two screens inside, and by magical, Fat Shark method, they merge them together and you get one screen inside your head. This is actually one screen, and I believe a mirror is at play in here somehow. I'm not exactly sure how the technology works, but I know that it works for me. Now, I've toyed around with FPV in the past, a little $5, at Walmart kind of thing. They never worked for me, and I was always so intimidated by finally buying something because I just figured it wasn't going to work. Well, this works absolutely perfect. Now, there are some pluses to this as well as some minuses. Some of the minuses first. If you're not new to FPV like I am, one of the drawbacks is that this doesn't have a fan inside of it. I noticed that when I was driving the Komodo around yesterday, it was about 88 degrees outside and pretty muggy. And as soon as I started to sweat, which was instantly, I fogged the entire inside of the glass. Now, I took off the visor and I wiped the glass down the inside and got rid of the sweat and kind of acclimated outside, and then I was able to drive the Komodo for about 10 minutes without fogging the glass, so it was something I could take care of. One of the other drawbacks is that I found when I was putting the visor on and off that I was hitting some of these very important buttons that when you hit any one of them, they do things. I know that they're meant to be accessible, but I did notice that I was hitting them when I would take the unit on and off. Now, the third thing that I would say would be a negative for the device, and a very slight negative, for me at least, is the range. Now, I don't have anything to compare this to, but as far as range, I'm getting in a straight line about 100 to 125 feet. Now, if that's astronomical, great. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube and I really don't think that it is. However, it does very well up to the 100 to 125 feet. So the range may be a little on the negative side. Now, as far as positives, the ease of setup has got to be number 1 and 2 put together, because I literally plugged this camera into my receiver, turned this on, and we were ready to rock and roll. Now, this camera is also a Fat Shark, but it's Fat Shark and Spectrum put together. And when you look at the camera itself, on the antenna portion on the top, it actually says Fat Shark. And on the box, it says Spectrum, and I don't know which portion is which. I know that it's about $50 US, and it states that it's heavy duty and waterproof, two things that I require for running my RC cars and trucks. With that said, this camera is really good as far as my entry level opinion. Like I said, I don't have anything to compare this to, but you'll see in just a moment what I saw when we ran our truck. Now, another positive besides this being heavy duty, waterproof, and the ease of setup is that as far as I was concerned, it was relatively affordable. I didn't have a ton of money to go spend $600, $700, $800 on goggles and all this other stuff. I paid about $50 for the camera and transmitter, and then for the Fat Shark I paid, I think, $220-ish, somewhere around there. Everything was less than $300 on Amazon, and I got it in about 4 or 5 days. Guys, I'm going to have a bunch of footage coming for you with FPV. We're going to have it in every single one of my vehicles and half of all of my friends' vehicles. We're going to get a ton of really cool footage for you guys coming up very, very soon. I'll get you guys another really cool video. Until next time, it's Brian, and this is Amazing RC.
And we're driving the Fat Shark Scout on my E-Maxx. I'm telling you, even though this is my first time, FPV, I really like it. The system itself was super easy to put together, and I realized that this is not, the super, FPV goggles and all that. This is I think they call it a panel display. So the range, it's a fixed antenna on the camera and da-da-da, so the range isn't like, super crazy good, but I mean, it's good enough for me. I mean, I'm having, if you can't tell, I'm having an absolute blast. A lot of things I couldn't do were things like this, coming through here, ween, 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 because when you're trying to judge where your RC car is, and you're even doing things, like 30 miles an hour, your brain, I know my brain's like, no, not okay. And like you'll hit the brakes, or you'll hit the, you'll hit the steering wheel just a little tiny bit, and that little jig jog on, your transmitter sends you into the wall at 30 miles an hour. In this way, and now granted, I have twin 11-2 pinion gears in here, so this car's not fast, okay? But I didn't want to roll it over. I've got a very rudimentary, airbag system is kind of what I called it. It's kind of like a little airbag system, but I've got a, rudimentary kind of airbag setup right now for the camera. So if I roll this thing over side to side, it might not be horrible, let's take out and gravel. But it still might screw up my camera, and that's not what I want. I'm going to try to stay out of the grass, only because the grass is really wet. And, ooh, there's that pole. There's one pole in here that I really can't see with the E-Maxx camera. But I love this thing, man. I could ramble for days and days and days at how... Now, guys, this is my very first actual run with this E-Maxx. And as you can see, like, I don't really have anything to compare it to. Like, I can't be like, oh, well, these are, just as good as, the I think they're what, attitudes or altitudes or something. I mean, like I said, I don't know anything about FPV. I know that these do not have a fan in them, so you can get, I get sweaty. It's warm out here. I'm in North Carolina, and if you can tell, it's an overcast day, so it's really, it's kind of humid out here right now. Yeah, like, I couldn't do this before. I gotta make this faster. I want to go faster. I'm gonna put this in the touring car. And that's another thing, is like the module that I got. Hopefully I went over a bunch of it by now with you guys. But the module that I got, the Spectrum, Fat Shark, all-in-one, camera, and it runs right off of my receiver. You can put a battery on it if you want to, but it runs right off my receiver. So I can literally take this thing out of the E-Maxx. I've already had it in the Komodo yesterday for just a minute. to kind of test it out. I put it in something slow first because I didn't want to break stuff, you know what I mean, the first run. But I can take this out right now and throw it in the touring car in like 10 minutes and have the touring car out here. And then I'm doing 70. So the next thing I take out here is going to be, this is so much fun. I mean, this is so much fun. I want more. I want more. I want to go farther. I want to go faster. I want it to be clearer. The bug has now bit me. The bug has now bit me. I'm getting bold. I never did stuff like this. I want more. I want more. This is too much. This is too much. Oh, I love it. God, I love it. Right now, my time is telling me I'm at 5 minutes even. I'm going to try to pull, like a little... See, I've already done a distance check, and this is pretty close. It starts getting kind of crappy, right out there, as far as what I can see. But, man, I'm starting to kind of get warmed up now. And I promised myself I'd do like a 10-minute run, so I'm going to run this, 10 minutes, because I know that my truck is going to be the first thing to want to die. The battery in the headset, they got 2 hours on it. The battery on look at this. I didn't do this before. Look, I'm figure eighting the columns. Never did I try this before. Never. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, this is too much. I want more. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I want faster. Oh, this is really cool. There's probably 2 or 3 people that like snuck up on me that are walking at the church right now, and they're just staring at me laughing like, look at this guy. Oh, this is incredible. But anyway, I'm going to try to pull a 10-minute run here. Oh, I love it. Oh, man, this is too much. Oh, this is too much. Alright, so we're at 6:42 now. And like I said, I'm going to run 10 minutes. Oh, I keep forgetting I can go this way a little bit. Alright, we worked this way pretty far. That's cool. Can we do the... Let's go around nice. I am absolutely having a blast. And then in here, and then through here. I mean, I don't want to stop. I'm telling you, I don't want to stop. This is just great. Oh, see the little hole. Bing, 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 bing. I couldn't do half of this before. Wing, wing, wing. Right back out. Wing, wing, wing. I want faster. I'm going to swap out the pinion gears today because I still want to go through the gravel. You know what I mean? We still got 100% battery in the headset. Like I said, my truck, I got a 2200 milliamp or 3500 milliamp 4-cell LiPo, I think, in the truck right now. So that's what's going to want to die first. Maybe the batteries will get hot. I haven't hit the brakes not one time. So I know I shouldn't be warming things up too bad. Man, this thing's running good. This is a happy, happy truck. My mouth's probably gaping open. I'm probably drooling on stuff. I probably look silly. This is just great. 8 minutes, 12 seconds on the run right now. Like I said, we're going to do 10. I know at some point in time, get in there. Boy, you're going to be able to get really close to stuff soon. I mean, we're going to be able to just melt corners. Oh, too far. Yes, I love it. I guess I have my brakes set good, because that was close. About melting corners, huh? Oh, he's getting brave, kids. We got 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Let's see if we can not break the truck. Oh, I love it. Guys, I love it. So like I was saying before, as far as plug and play, I really tried to enjoy this. And I didn't want to have it, run out, so, but I mean, it took 15 minutes, literally tops, to set this thing up. As soon as I plugged it into everything, they all started talking to each other immediately, and we were on. It was good. In real time, it took like 4 hours because I was just loving it. Everything was just amazing when I was checking it all out. All of it's diesel. It all feels really good. Guys, I'm at 9 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm going to bring this thing back and park it. I think it would run all day. I really do. I mean, I'll see what my, oh no, here I am. Hi, everybody.